Writers have one thing that could allow them to stand out in a sea of millions and millions of other writers. One thing. And you know what is absurd? What is crazy is that most writers, they take this one thing and they try to change it. They take this one thing and they turn their back on it. They abandon it or they dilute it. This one thing I'm referring to is their voice, their writing style. Writers are so often filled with fear and so lacking in confidence that they will just go over their manuscript and be so paranoid and judge it so harshly that they will go over and re-edit and change up every word, second guess every sentence until they've stripped out every piece of personality, every bit of soul out of that manuscript. And they've tried to make it fit in to what's selling, try to make it fit in to what the latest and greatest writer sounds like. It's an absolute betrayal of their voice, an absolute betrayal of who they are, who they're meant to be. This is this is super detrimental to your writing and your writing career because that lack of confidence, that amount of fear, you know what it gets you? It gets you one of two things. The first thing being an unfinished manuscript that's just collecting dust, or it gets you a fully finished manuscript that is an empty, hollow husk that is not your manuscript. Neither of those things are good, and that's what I want to talk about today is breaking out of this. So the first point I guess I want to get to is that of comparison, right? Because this is where this is rooted in. We're reading our stuff and we're like, it doesn't sound like this person. When I read Louis L'Amour, it's so good, and when I'm reading this doesn't sound like Louis L'Amour. Good. Doesn't sound like that person you're talking about. Good. That means you're writing how you write, and that's what you have to offer. So look, you are now my friend, okay? You watching this, you're my buddy. And me and my friends, we're not allowed to compare ourselves to other writers. You get me? So you, my friend, you're no longer allowed to compare yourself to other writers. Ernest Hemingway wasn't F. Scott Fitzgerald. Lester Dent wasn't Raymond Chandler, or Robert E. Howard. Those guys, they were who they were. They accepted their uniqueness. They doubled down on who they were, and they wrote how they wrote. That's what made them stand out. That's what made them have a point of view and a voice that resonated. So, as per usual on this channel, let me use Hemingway as the example. Ernest Hemingway wrote in this style that was not very similar to what everyone else was writing at the time. Everybody else had some flowery prose or, really poetic prose or this kind of literary flair to their writing. His was super bare bones, super stripped down, super almost basic seeming. But that's what made it resonate so much. It was so authentic. It was so real. He wrote in this kind of journalistic style because guess what? Oh, what's that? He was a journalist. He wrote how he wrote. He was unapologetically himself. Okay, and that's what we all need to strive for. That's what we need to get to. Because look, it's not about some kind of technical mastery over writing itself. You have to remember how subjective writing is. Okay. And so, writing novels to entertain, yeah, you need some level, some basic level and grasp of the English language for sure. And writing, I guess. But it's more so about, can I get my human experience to you? Can I get you to feel what I'm trying to get you to feel? Can I resonate with you? So it's more so about your perspective, your experience, and your ability to translate that from here, your heart, your mind, your mouth, whatever, right onto the page. How directly aligned can you get from you to the reader? How authentic can you be? How raw, how real can you be on that page? Because that is what's going to resonate. So saying it how you say it is going to help people get that message. Does that make sense? Am I being nuts here? I need you to just write how you write. Say it how you'd say it. Don't think, oh, is this how a writer would say it? Does this sound poetic enough? No. How do you want to write it? How would you write it? That's what you need to get to. So make a commitment, please, in 2025 to stop chasing trends or trying to sound like this or that person, trying to fit in or do whatever you think sells. Put on the page the story that you want to tell the way you want to tell it. Okay? Because there is nobody else out there who has your unique perspective. No one else out there who has seen the things you have seen and has the life experience and kind of mindset that you have. Nobody else. So this is the one opportunity, the one chance, the one thing you have that could set you apart. Please put that on the page. Do not waste it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.